sure that.
Hello everyone, welcome back to 20 to 1.
God, why?
I said I was starting it, and then you kept talking, so I was like, okay, we'll just start it that way.
My God, so mean.
How is that mean?
You're mean.
This is... Should we come up with a name for this? Should we start doing this after everyone?
Just doing something like that.
20 to 1 short talk?
20 to 1, we can't do short rest, because that's hard.
That's hard to take it.
20 to 1, little talk.
After hours.
20 to 1 after hours.
That's
funny. We can
it's
do
like
that.
the Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah.
I love that.
20 to 1 after hours, you gotta remember that time, because I will not.
I won't.
I mean, it's...
Well, remind me whenever I type in the file name. If you just saw, well, first, spoilers for Crowns and Curses, the last episode that came out, I think it's going to be called something like In the Depths or The Reaper's Domain, something like that. You see that, watch that first, and then at least if you don't watch the whole combat,
Spoilers!
skip to the last 30 minutes? Probably in there. Very important. So this is your last chance. Last chance to watch it, because this is spoiler talk. After our spoiler talk, we spoil.
We spoil our own campaigns.
Milk.
Yeah.
What in the world?
But, so last warning, spoil. Okay, so they died.
Jeez,
Presumed,
so brutal.
we don't know. But want to have this talk because I was not planning this end yet, and then it kind of started moving that way.
Yeah.
And I just want to have this little conversation with everyone to just see, let y'all know where I was at and what things would have done, so that anything from you all, and I am your humble answer.
Ansler?
Mm-hmm.
Are you like the one-slur for answers?
I said what I said. I stand by it.
Okay.
So was it forced for us to go to this domain before going to Bork?
I swear
It was
you, I
the
rolled.
roll.
I
Yeah.
rolled. You all had a chance of going to Bork,
Mm.
the Reaper, Cynthia, and then it was back into the cabin where you all were underground, and it happened to be the Reaper.
Hey, at least it wasn't Cynthia.
That's why when I kept going, I was saying it was the deeper and the darker, it's getting heavier and everything, to see if you all would try to turn back or not. But
What happened to Torbo?
I was literally about to say the unsung hero.
Yeah.
We don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, hey, he's out there.
I hope his skin got ripped off and it danced in front of him.
Quit putting on that.
No, that's Bart.
No.
He didn't make it for it.
That would be pretty funny.
That's so sad.
But yeah, so anything else?
Is the old man
Yeah.
a character that I love? Grandfather.
What?
Rogue.
Let's find out
Potential
someday.
same universe.
What?
It is the same universe.
Same universe.
It is the same universe.
Taking place before?
So you were thinking it's the grandfather?
Or great
It is a
grandfather?
prequel. It is a prequel. Okay, sorry guys. We're
Oh.
being very,
Yeah, I'm
very
trying to
vague.
be vague, sorry. But
Sorry,
Taryn knows what I'm talking
so before, we'll continue in just a second.
Yeah.
Give a rundown. This is leading into a prequel. Well, this was a prequel to a campaign that we're starting. I did not initially have that, but then things started working out so good into that, where I was like, I can just fit it all into this and kind of have this big connected story. So we are going to have a campaign coming out soon.
That's a prequel. Again.
It is a prequel again, but hey, don't worry about the prequels.
We gotta build the story.
It's basically, this was the prequel, this is going to be the normal, and then we're having the sequel. We'll just say that. I am taking a home campaign of mine that they all loved and always talked about, still talk about all the time.
Oh,
For whatever
so
reason, we
good.
decided not to record. Don't know why.
I know, I don't know why we
wish
didn't record
had,
it, because
it
there's
was
a lot
so
of good moments.
good.
And we're hoping that we can kind of bring this different version of it to YouTube, and or wherever you're all watching on Spotify and all that, so you all can see it, and hopefully it's just as good, or it's worse, and we all hate it, and we don't have fun.
That's
Yeah.
an option.
It is a possibility, but I don't think it's like
Nah,
that.
that's like less than 1%.
So you were asking me, is there a female rogue?
Is that her, ancestor?
Man, I hope.
I don't know.
Sick.
Let's see.
I love her. She makes me happy.
I love her too.
When you all get to her, I will say, just go and say her name.
I have Cynthia stuck in my head.
Michelle!
I know. I'm mad at myself.
Michelle. So
Oh,
I will tell you,
Michelle.
there's a character that will eventually show up. When you see them react highly when a name Michelle is said, that is why. Then you can look back at this video and be like, I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
You can tell your friend, you say, hey, you didn't know in that episode of that campaign, the sequel campaign to the next campaign, you say your friend said they didn't know, and you say, I knew, and you tag them.
I knew that Michelle was coming.
You knew. You're like, I don't know what she does.
But she's very
coming.
cool.
Maybe.
She is.
Or she's dead in this universe.
I would kill you, Terry.
Y'all just stumble upon her grave.
If
I'd be hurt. I would be hurt.
I would be so upset. I might actually cry.
That'd be funny. But back to the things that the viewers have seen. Anything else questions you had about that? I will say, Sarah, the duplicate, do you have any guesses on what that's from?
From the guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, if you all would have survived, when I rolled the d20 and you rolled, different things could happen. And that was, I rolled high, you rolled low.
Yeah.
So that's why it kind of did the split off. I had that as an option. So all kinds of different things could have been.
What else?
You would have had constant flamethrower mouth.
What?
Yeah, and then you could spread it to other people, like your allies, and then they had flamethrower. So it's basically going to be you can use a bonus action, and it would be a flame breath.
Yeah.
Would have been pretty helpful. You could have also been randomly shrunken and grown back in between rounds.
Okay.
Smaller hitbox.
Yeah, would have been. And then there is the ultimate form, which neither of us got, so it might happen later.
I hope that.
It's basically the Avatar state. It's basically what it was. Basically the Avatar state. But that would have been like if you rolled like
a nat 20,
and then I rolled high, like super high. I would have taken like an 18, 19 or 20. So that's what that was. Also, was like that was a thing that could have happened when I rolled. That's what I said. That could have been an option. Where if you did, then I would just allow that steamroll there.
I thought you were going to dimension doors out there.
I thought you were too. That's what I 100% thought.
That's what I was waiting on. I was like, that'd be a clutch play.
And then you did the Big Beast hand, and that's what threw me off.
Yeah.
Because that's why I was waiting on the dimension door for both of you.
I thought we were just gonna take it. I thought we were just gonna die. I thought that's what the plan was.
I know. I thought that was the plan, but I was like, oh no, Cypher's would be like, let's go. And I was like, okay.
It probably just would have gotten counterspelled.
Maybe. Terran's a nice guy. You don't know.
Oh, Sarah's been saying I'm awful, so I mean, it's clearly.
I would have totally done it. Because I'm not a nice guy.
But narratively, I think that was a very good end for those characters. And have that moment with Bart. And to still, you all did affect this near deity. You know what I mean? Like, he is. Everything that I've said about him is not fabricating stories, that this was a top
hard
guy.
fight.
And literally pulled a town into hell.
It's just crazy.
So, but you all put up a very good fight. You really did.
How much total damage did you have with this knockoff?
He had 600 health.
Had to do over half. We had to have.
How much health do you think he had left?
Over 100.
I think he would have had like 268, something like that.
He had 80.
Really?
80?
Man.
Wow!
Yeah, proper healing. I think we could have done it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Don't give up, because you all still were doing good.
Close.
So I gave you that extra bit too in the end, because it did get low, and I was like, if you all win, I'm not going to deny you all the win.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work out. But
That's
you all were
fine.
very close.
Yeah. Some crits would have probably been nice, but it's good.
Did either one of us crit?
You did.
I know I did.
Did
yeah.
you?
I know I crit on
On
save
the
or
save.
something,
That's what it
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Bart crit.
He did.
He did like 20 points of damage.
But yes, right when it was cutting, I was like, that's why I didn't want to be like, he's pristine.
Yeah.
But he is hurt, but he's not like, oh, I'm going to die soon.
Yeah.
So I didn't want y'all to affect your combat as much. But
The bird was the big.
Yes.
That was the
that's
real
the whole
villain.
point
The
why it's
killer.
the most powerful
Yeah.
to not get it. Because he's still not at his full power, because he
Oh, okay.
is underneath of Cynthia.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's not letting him have full power. And the bird is his boost. to keep him up. So if you didn't have that bird, literally it'd be like once every other turn he would send that out, and it would just focus on one person. Either it would have done a condition, or it would have done.
Yeah, that bird
a certain amount of
easily
damage.
knocked me down like to below half health in 2 rounds.
Oh yeah, that thing took me down.
Yeah.
I knew the bird was going to be powerful. Also wanted to play up that this thing is also just as bad, and that is his pet.
It was worse than him.
Yeah.
It was way
It
worse
did
than him.
over 100 points of damage on me.
So that's why
Easy.
it is not affected by Cynthia. Because it doesn't have a drive, it doesn't have a will to oppose her.
Yeah.
He does. So, but if you would have got rid of Bork, she would have had to give her powers up more to herself, because there would have been that missing bit. So the bird would not have been a factor, really.
It's just what the dice wanted.
It is. If you all would have gone up, there was a group of imps talking. That's what that was.
Mm-hmm.
You could have got around them. It's possible. You could have fought them. Who's to say how it would have gone?
Probably could have also ended in another.
They could have
death
called
fight.
in the Reaper.
Boss, yeah.
If you would have killed them a certain round. Now I would have told you all that they would.
Yeah. I figure that's probably what would have happened.
Now that, the group huddle part cracked me up.
Now, if you all, I was going to give
Going.
him, if you did do like nat 20s and nat 20s, I was going to give him, like, if you all were just whooping him, I had one idea of him literally draining the life out of just these 2 guys, just to make him just a little bit stronger.
Mm-hmm.
But it never really came up, and I felt like it would have just been, we already know he's tough.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, these guys are expendable. I did almost have him target your copy, but then I didn't want to have to do the idea of it having damage compared to you, or if you would take damage. I didn't plan that part out.
Yeah.
So then I just ignored that.
You don't have my character sheet.
No, what I was saying was whatever you do, it's doing.
Okay.
So I have your character sheet because you are saying it.
Mm.
Any other questions about the whole campaign? Because I will spill as much as I can.
Where's the princess?
Colt.
She is with the cult.
Does this cult have anything to do with this other than the Reaper?
With Cynthia,
Yeah.
Mm.
they have no ties.
Okay.
Did figure.
Yeah, Cynthia and the cult have no ties. But the Reaper is not the one that they were trying to resurrect.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't
That
think
is
so.
not the...
But he definitely was tied in somehow, right?
You could assume.
Was it the demon I talked to when I touched the book?
That was the one that we're trying to resurrect, right?
Not you are trying. That's
The
what
cult.
the cult is trying.
Yeah.
Yes, you were talking to the actual
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
demon from the book.
We should have brought him. And he could have fought the Reaper.
But you could, I would say, they're in ties to each other. Esque. You know what I mean?
They
It's
kinda
not
like-
like the cult is the Reaper, and the Reaper isn't the cult. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There is.
they move kind of together but aren't associated.
Yes, like if one wins, it's good for the other, kinda. You know what I mean? But it's like they both kind of want the same ideas, but they both want the throne. If that makes any sense.
Mm.
This is all going to be in the next campaign. All this is. I mean, the Reaper, this isn't the end of the Reaper. This is just the start, honestly.
Honestly, if he didn't want to skin me and raise Crown as one of his generals, I'd be cool with that. I'd be alright with that.
I'm telling you, your characters, there's more to it than what happened. They did not just die right there. There is.
See him come back
You can
from
see what
death.
happened to him after at some point.
I mean,
The skin left on the floor.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
insight to my character. It's the same one. The copy that I used, because whenever we started this campaign, it was just supposed to be a couple sessions.
It's not for the next one, it's for the sequel.
Yeah, I know. Well, the character that I used, because we usually just recycle characters, is the same character sheet as the one that's going to be in the sequel.
This will be different though.
Yes, it's not the same
I
character.
said they're not starting at the same level.
No.
So it will be just basically whole new,
Yeah.
but based off of that.
Yes. Yeah. No. It's gonna be the same one on D&D Beyond, but I'm changing definitely what the like element is. I don't know what I'm gonna go with. Probably lightning again. Just keep it the same as original Wanderer. Can't keep it the same as original Wanderer? Why? It's the same thing!
And we'll talk about it. Yes, Sarah, I'm joking with you.
Good.
You could probably play as that one. Probably.
Well, my character's gonna be a girl.
And a monk.
I missed the
Spoiler! Any other question you have about this campaign or what could have happened? What's that mean? And I'm not saying fates on anyone.
Yeah.
Because that's for the next part.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any questions.
Jordan?
Taryn.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can think of. So, what y'all think about the old man?
That was pretty cool.
Were you waiting on him to show up during this fight, or the
No.
other? You just... His whole thing was surviving.
Yeah.
And you all were...
In a bad situation.
every time.
I would not have expected him to come up to the
No.
big four. That'd be
you-
crazy.
What were your all's thoughts on with him with Bart? When he went down?
I hope they got out.
Do you think they did?
I think that he's been down here enough to know
How?
how to survive.
I think there's a good shot they lived and are fine and still stuck in that hole.
Oh. Maybe. Maybe their skin's dancing.
Maybe.
No.
Or they ran into Torbo, and this is the new three, and then
Oh,
those
cool.
three are
That's
going
who
to
you're
be
playing
heroes.
as.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be the
As
heroes.
Torbo?
I would.
I'm Torbo!
Quit putting on an act.
Go burn!
Oh my
Dude's
gosh.
skin was peeling. This campaign was funny.
It was supposed to be shorter than what it was.
Mm.
I originally had it planned for about 5 or 6 sessions, and
Yeah.
it went off the rails instantly.
'Cause
We
you
only got to the
got
first
attached.
2 parts, and then I really liked it, and I wanted to extend it more. And it really turned into kind of the basis of what I had planned for the next one anyways. So it just all kind of worked out.
That's good.
It's very funny that every single time that we talk about Wan Chi, we're like,
It's not called One
I know, but like
the new one.
our home campaign, we're like, how do we get it back to this?
We tried before. To me, it just wasn't
It
hitting the way I
wasn't the
planned.
same.
So then this is going to be a redo of that. Because Plastic had already been on the channel.
And so is Wanderer.
But this is not that. Pretend those ones didn't exist. It's not going to be called One Chi though. We'll have a
Get
different name.
a preppier version of plastic.
Yeah.
Not the feisty version of plastic.
You're getting the same old Wanderer because every character is me.
The Dragonborn sorcerer.
Yeah, every single character personality I do is just me.
Hey, I respect.
Anything else you'll have?
No, don't think so.
Keep an eye out soon for more content. We definitely have more coming, and definitely for this campaign, I'd turn that notification bell on. And honestly, if it was me, because I wouldn't want to miss this content. So personally, you can follow us on Instagram, YouTube. I almost said Snapchat, TikTok, Patreon, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. All of our links should be attached to everything. We are so easily accessible. Professionally, of course.
Reach
And
out.
we are
We'll
at
talk.
20 to 1, not 20 to 1 pod. Just throw that dagger back in.
Oh my gosh.
We are 20 to 1. And I think that's it.